All right. Everybody, the beef is in the barn, right? Let's go, Gogs.
Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast.
Booby the podcast.
It is still Happy E Honda days, and this week we watched my pick, which was Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Rampage, a movie where they showed an alarming amount of restraint and only said Rampage one time, to the best I can tell.
But they did show the actual arcade cabinet,
which has
movie.
Like plot implications that TJ and I were fascinated
I have a question about that.
Yeah,
Can I ask the question real quick?
Go ahead.
They predicted this was going to happen, right?
So, am I to understand that the game exists canonically in the universe, and therefore when they say the kids are already calling it Ralph,
right?
Like, is that a reference to the game? And if so, is nobody freaked out that the exact thing that happened in the game is happening in real life?
See, I thought the comedian said that like some jokesters are gotten to calling him Ralph. I didn't think it was a reference to.
But why would they call it?
Well, it's a wink and a nod. But you're right. But the game exists, I didn't put two and two together. That and also that the George is the exact same San Diego Zoo gorilla. Like, is that a prescient video game? Is it sent from a not too distant future? And that's
is it a Last Starfighter thing?
Right. Like, did that inspire what's her name and not Jason Sudeikis to make this company? Like, is that how this came to be?
Spectre. This is a Watchmen reunion for father and daughter team, comedian and Silk Spectre.
Like, there's a lot of why would that even be in her fancy like arch?
It was
like
so
CEO,
and it was so dumb. Like, it wasn't even like it was like you said when we were watching it, guys. You're like, oh, it's an Easter egg. It's not an Easter egg when it's like perfectly in the center of the frame in focus. Like, that's not an Easter egg.
Nathan,
Looking at the Easter eggs I do for my kids, which are out in front so everybody can find them because I don't feel like waiting around all day.
A lot of ideas during this movie, like. We came up with this idea where like billionaire pedophiles could go. There's no laws in space, so they can have like the Epstein Island asteroid M.
Little St. James meteor.
Just like, do you think the space station was just for monkey knife fights? Like, is it in international waters?
Yeah, it's kind of like that money plane thing we watched, right?
Yeah,
but in this case, it's money.
If you want to see a guy, if you want to bet on a guy fucking an alligator,
where's Kelsey Grammer when you need him?
Rumble.
I could have used a little money plane in this movie. All right. Anyway, so we watched Rampage. We're gonna talk about it.
Oh boy.
What did y'all watch this week, Alec?
I watched. Man. I think I counted like seven.
Oh my god!
My goodness gracious!
Every single one of them was a Christmas movie.
Hey yo.
So we'll start off with the ones that I've seen before, which is most of them. I think there was only one new entry on the list because it's Christmas movies. Like, you don't. Actually, there were two new entries. I watched The Santa Claus and The Santa Claus 2, which are both excellent movies.
The Santa Claus 2 is hard to find. They pushed 3 and 1 a lot, but 2 you can never find on streaming.
Everything is on Disney Plus. It's all on Disney Plus.
Nice.
And they have a new show on Disney Plus, The Santa Clauses, which is I enjoy. I think it's pretty good.
See,
my wife likes it.
After watching
Stacey
Only Murders in the Building, I want to revisit Santa Claus 3 just for more Martin Short. He's in 2 though, isn't he?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't show up till 3.
Got it.
Watch those 2. Watch Home Alone. Home Alone is excellent.
Classic.
Certified Macaulay Culkin banger.
He hunted those men.
Just like Michael Jackson.
Nice.
Was that certified?
By the RIAA.
I mean, it's funny that looking back, it's kind of like how people are like, how did nobody know Liberace was gay? How did nobody think that Michael Jackson was a pedophile?
That was like Rob Halford.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I forget, there was a comedian that was just like, everything he did was like what you would do if you were the most successful pedophile ever. Like, hey, I built an amusement park in my backyard. Like, hey,
I still love the Dave Chappelle bit. To like, what if the cure for juvenile cancer was letting Michael Jackson suck a kid's dick? And then we made him stop, and it's like, Michael, please. It's like, no, never again.
I wish I still had that shirt that I bought at Horror Find like a couple of years ago that had this like kind of like old school tattoo drawing of Michael Jackson, and it said, "I hope there are children in hell."
Alec, Rob Halford's the lead singer of Judas Priest, by the way.
Yeah. Was he a pedophile?
No, he was one of those we can't believe he was gays, even though he was dressed up like Poison from Final Fight all the time.
And literally, their whole look was like he got all their leather daddy stuff from gay like sex clubs. That was the whole thing. Okay. I can't believe Turbo Lover was about a man.
Watch Love Actually.
Hell yeah.
That movie is fun. It's very entertaining. It's made its way into the Christmas rotation now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it has been for a while, but it's a good one. Oops, I lost my list. What about Christmas Carol?
Hell yeah.
Watch that. The best version of Christmas Carol.
Absolutely.
That yesterday was the 30th anniversary of that movie.
Good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's a later one then, right? Because 30 years.
Yeah. 30 years was in the 90s, 92, right?
Yeah, it came out in 92.
I thought it was older than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too, but also I somehow thought it was older than that without it being 30 years old yet. Somehow. I thought it was like from the 80s, but also only like 20 years old, which doesn't make sense,
right? Because
time doesn't make sense the way we're aging and things get old
badly.
Yeah, poorly. And then the two new things I watched. One was the Batman vehicle, Jack Frost, with the original Batman. I'm blanking on his name, Michael Keaton.
Oh,
I remember that.
Was this the horror movie, or is this the one where he's the fun dad?
No, it was like he's like a dead dad that he comes back as a snowman.
Also, a Jack Frost like animated, like contemporary to the Guardians of Ga'Hoole type CG movie.
I think so.
Yes, I think it had Chris Pine played Jack Frost in that.
And I believe
there's a horror movie, isn't there?
Yes, there's it's like an asylum movie. Yeah.
Jack Frost was interesting. It was okay. It's kind of a Christmas movie, but also just kind of like a winter in Colorado movie. It's really just really cold and snowy all over the place. But it's got a lot of weird messages in it. Like he dies in a car crash, and then a year later comes back as a snowman.
Does he die in the snow because of the snow?
Yeah, he's like in a car crash in like a blizzard.
That's like a horribly ironic way to return to Earth then.
Yeah.
If he died in a fire, he'd be the Human Torch.
This is like one of those like realities where God is the Wishmaster or some shit.
But then so like he comes back because his kid is having a hard time. And he like makes himself known to his kid to help him with the problems that he's having. But he's back for like a week and doesn't like talk to his wife at all. He just talks to his kid the whole time, and doesn't show himself to his wife until right as he's about to like die again and like melt away, and the kid is
did he put like a carrot where his dick should be and be like, hey, before I get out of here? Oh,
can I ask a question, Alec? When is this the movie? If I recall from the trailer, there's a line that goes "You to man," and then he goes "You to snowman." Is that this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Hell yeah! Roggs, that's so good.
It is such a good line.
Yeah.
The snowman.
That line is living rent free in my head next to your mama ringing the dinner bell for about 30 years.
For some reason, it immediately reminded me of "You the Man Now, Dog." That's another classic. There's a lot of great one-liner trailer lines in movies back then. We kind of lost the thread on that one in modern movies.
Yeah. And it's like a lighthearted kind of comedy, pretty much like a lighthearted comedy once you get past the sad parts. But then like there's this like 15-minute scene before he comes back, where the kid is making him as the snowman, like building the snowman, because him and his dad used to build snowmen. So he's like building the snowman, and he's like crying as he builds it, and it's playing Landslide, and it's like super sad and like dark.
The Fleetwood Mac song?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's like 15 minutes of this, and it's really like sad and like poignant. And then he comes back and like, oh, fucking snowman. It's really weird. Like it's a strange movie. It wasn't bad. I don't think it was boring either.
Right.
It was
in the middle.
It was something different. It was something else. The last thing I watched, the seventh and final Christmas movie I watched, was the new. Is that on Apple TV? Apple TV movie Spirited, which I recommended that Gogs watch. I think Gogs will get a kick out of it. I don't know if you got. I don't know if you guys will like it because it's a musical.
It's Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, right? That one.
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. I've seen ads for it.
It's really good. I enjoyed it a lot. But mileage may vary because it's a legit musical. Like their song, like they burst into song all through the movie.
Yeah, are they funny songs though?
It's gonna be a hard
some
no
of them.
For me, dog.
Some of them are funny. Some of them are like poignant, but it's basically a retelling of a Christmas Carol. Will Ferrell is the ghost of Christmas Present. The woman who was on Glow, who played Beirut on Glow, she plays the ghost of Christmas Past, and then Tracy Morgan is the ghost of Christmas Future.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I enjoyed it. It's real. I thought it was really good. It's really fun.
You said it's an Apple TV exclusive?
Yes. But I'm sure TJ can find it.
Yeah, if you want it, I can get it for you.
Please.
If you want to throw it on there.
You had Apple TV, didn't you? Because you were watching Ted Lasso.
I had someone's account on my Roku. I wonder if that's still active. I'll check into that.
Oh, I enjoyed it. It's real. I thought it was really, really good. Octavia Spencer's in it. She's really good. Yeah, I thought it was a blast. Still gonna watch Violent Night.
I know. Yeah. I wish that was on demand because I really want to watch it, but I don't feel like going to the theater to see it. Because the mall, like going to like a mall or any shopping complex.
Oh, right now would be a nightmare.
Fucking insane. So it's just like, and my usual TJ strategy of being a hermit and going in the morning, even that doesn't work during Christmas time.
No, you're damned if you do, no matter what.
Guys, you'll probably remember this. Like years ago, we were living together. Remember, like you needed some last minute Christmas presents, and we drove to Arundel Mills, and we literally couldn't find a place to park in that entire parking lot. No, and that was before the casino got there. We literally drove the length of the mall like 3 times and couldn't find anywhere to park.
It was awful.
I distinctly remember going to Creed 2 with TJ when he's like, "Oh, no one will be there." On Black Friday.
Yeah, yep.
The Columbia Mall.
Yeah, that was not a good idea.
Yeah, TJ doesn't have good radar as far as when movies are going to be full. No. He tried to do the same thing for Infinity War. It's a Saturday morning. Nobody will have tickets. I was like, TJ, I went on a Friday morning and the place was packed.
Yep. Yeah, well.
We need tickets.
Live and learn. We did get tickets.
But you don't learn. You just keep doing it.
Oh, yeah.
He just lives.
I just got the first part.
Live.
I got the first part down. That's important, right?
Yeah.
That's all I've watched. TJ.
To stay in the Christmas spirit, I watched 2 things. I watched Irreversible.
Oh boy. Does that happen at Christmas?
No.
Oh, thank God.
It is just funny how it's literally the polar opposite of a family.
And I watched the Salo Christmas special.
Irreversible is a masterpiece, and I'm unashamed to say it is. Like, I think it's like I think it's like an achievement movie. Like, I honestly, like, I almost watched. I started watching it, but it was too late. I was trying to watch. Oh God, now I forgot the title of Climax, because I'm trying to. I don't know. Climax might be my favorite Gaspar Noé movie, But like Irreversible is so good.
Climax
and,
is the newish one, right?
The dancing one that came out a couple of years ago, yeah. But I like them both a lot. And like Irreversible, it sucks because I said this a lot about other movies, like Ex Drummer comes to mind, and like a lot of other movies that like I absolutely adore, but like I know that it's a specific taste. Like you can't like people won't see they won't be able to get past like the horror, like the object horror of how terrible some of the shit that happens in that movie is. But like, and they won't see the craft behind it. But like, I don't know, man. Like the fact that Gaspar Noé built this entire like weird ass like camera rig that makes the like camera like spin around, and like I don't know. There's just so much in that movie that's just like really wild, and like the idea of like telling the movie in reverse is like, you know, you hear that and you're like, it's a cheap gimmick. But then like the way he ties it into the narrative and he makes the fucking like the end of the movie, which is the beginning of the movie, so these characters don't have any idea of their horror that that's about to befall them, like makes the movie even more of like a fucking gut punch. And like the way that he like and the climax goes into this as well, but like Gaspar Noé, like the flow of his movies is something that I don't know if like any other director quite gets. Like he almost like makes movies like people make music. Like
got like, that Gaspar flow.
Well, it does. I mean, he understands how to like ramp things up and slow things down, and like he just I don't know. I think the guy's a genius. Like he'll never be recognized because he dabbles in such like dark ass waters, and like again, people are like, and I understand why. I'm not, criticizing anybody for,
I thought he was pretty well. I mean, subject matter notwithstanding, I thought he was pretty well respected and appreciated
by freaks like me. Yeah. I'm saying like on like a wider level. Like he's never.
You're saying like the Academy is not going to give him a nod.
No, and he's never going to make like even like a guy like David Lynch, who definitely, he gets into like dark subject matter. Like he's made like the Straight Story, right? Like he made a movie that like was mainstream recognition, and like he's been nominated for Academy Awards. Like you're never going to get that.
Yeah, Colin Farrell's not going to be an Irreversible. Like at least Yogurt Lanthimos gets like famous people.
Well, and he's a good name to bring up, right? Because like his least Yogurt Lanthimos movie is the one that got him the most attention. Like the Favorite, which I did enjoy, is the least like any of his movies. Like,
yeah,
I think it's a good movie, but like it's my least favorite of his movies because it doesn't feel like his movie.
Yogurt Lanthimos would be Gaspar Noé if every movie he made was Dogtooth.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I really like Irreversible. I haven't watched it in a few years, and I was kind of worried that like, this is something I don't know if Sean coined it, but it's definitely something I think about a lot, where it's like a young man's movie, like something that you watched and when you were a lot younger, and it made like an impact on you, and you worry that it doesn't kind of hold that same weight anymore. And I think
it lost its edginess.
I mean, I think that the thing is, and again, I do have to preface this, at least for me, I feel like the movie in all of his movies, like, they are shocking, but like that's not what sticks with you. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a lot. It's not just like shock value. Even something that's like even cruder than like Irreversible, I Stand Alone, I think is a much more like crude movie. Even that has like a lot of kind of skill behind it. It's not just about like its kind of grossness and its shock value. I think like he gets you in the door that way, but I think that if he just had that, then his films would be boring and they would just be, you know what I mean? They'd just be, shocking for shocking's sake. Like a lot of that crap that I don't care for, like a Serbian film and stuff like that, where it's like
Terrifier.
That's more about that later, but
okay.
So I also watched a movie called Possession, which have any of you ever heard of that movie? It stars Sam Neill. I forget the name of the lady. It's a kind of like a weird artsy 80s horror movie that like, it's funny because it was like released in Europe and all over the world as this kind of exactly what I said. It was this kind of weird artsy, like kind of art house movie about this weird relationship. But then over here, they released it like it was this weird, like fucking just splatter fest horror movie. And it's funny because like I think Alec actually owned this, believe it or not, because Alec used to buy those, and we talked about this a lot. It's something that I don't even think exists anymore. But there used to be those like DVDs that would be like 2-pack DVDs that you find at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like Possession was on a lot of those fucking DVDs. And it's the weirdest fucking movie. And it's not really like, it's hard to describe because it's really not like anything else. It's basically the bare bones of it is Sam Neill and again, I can't remember the lady's name. They're in this relationship. It's falling apart. They're like splitting up, and then just all this weird shit happens. And I have to say that everyone in this movie, like Sean just brought up Yogurt Lanthimos, and I brought up David Lynch. Like in those movies, some directors have like a way of having a scene written and like have their actors act, and it's not natural, but it's like part of the like pastiche of what they're trying to do. Everyone in Possession is like very over the top and very like demonstrative, and it's just it's a strange movie like the whole way around because every scene is kind of framed in this odd kind of way, and everyone is like at a 20 the whole time, like acting wise. Like every scene is just like super intense and weird, and it gets into this like this weird thing where the woman ends up almost giving birth to this weird doppelganger of Sam Neill that at one point is just this like tentacle monster that she has sex with. It's fucking wild. It's a cool ass movie. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's gross. The woman, her performance.
Isabelle Anjani is the name of the woman. She was in Diabolique is the only thing I recognize.
Her performance is like really, really good. Sam Neill's really good too. It's a really fucking cool ass movie. Like, and it flies by.
And just think he rolled right out of that to make President Devil.
Yeah, right. Probably because I think Possession came out in like 82, 81, something like that. But anyway, it's really cool. If you get a chance to watch it, it's neat. Visuals alone, like, it's just worth the watch. And like it moves so fast where it is like it's the movie, the podcast thing, right? Like it is very confusing, but like it doesn't.
Thank goodness
it doesn't linger on anything very long for you to like worry about it. Like I don't know, it's a feels movie, feels over reels movie, like because like there is themes in it, but overall it's just like it moves so fucking fast. You're like, oh okay, like you definitely think a lot about it afterwards, but like it almost doesn't matter what it's about because it's so like visceral. But yeah, Possession is a fucking banger. Weird note for me is that I downloaded the new 4K restoration, and my old Blu-ray looks better than it somehow, which I think is weird. They like color corrected it too much. It just I don't know. It's like one of the first times I can ever say that. Like I'd rather, if you can find it, it's been out of print, but if you can find the old Blu-ray, I think it actually looks better than the new restoration. Me personally, I don't know. Maybe it's closer to what the masters look like, but I don't know. I didn't think it looked. I think it looked like too vibrant, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I think that's all I watched. I feel like I watched something else, but I don't remember. Oh, I watched Terrifier 2. It sucked. Thanks. I watched Terrifier 2, and as Alec pointed out, I hated Terrifier 1. I don't hate Terrifier 2 as much as Terrifier 1, but almost, because Terrifier 1 had like no plot and like porn level acting, and it was just like a violence fest that was like an hour and 20 minutes or like not an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half. I did it again. And it was bad because there was nothing to it. And this movie is like the same, except it thinks it's like a real movie. So you still have like porn level acting, but like for some reason it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and they think they have like a real movie on their hands, and somehow it makes it almost worse. I will say that if I had to give a positive, the gore is incredible. There's one murder in this movie that's like I'm surprised people. Like, I don't know. I heard things about people like vomiting in the theater. I could see it because it's like incredibly disgusting. And I did find out that the guy that made these two movies like it's kind of like a John Wick situation where this guy before this movie, all he'd ever done is practical effects. So like he made his practical effects gore movies, which like makes a lot of sense now. It's like that's why they're written so bad. Like he should have hired somebody to write a script. So if you want some gore, like just wait till this is out for a little while and just watch it on like, I don't know, like XTube or whoever uploads just the fucking gore scenes, because the gore scenes are very good. The movie is tedious. Like it's so long and like
is there a plot, or is it like it's just like a clown?
Sure. Yeah, there's a plot, I guess. It's like they try to do like a final girl kind of plot. It's very dumb. I kind of fell asleep halfway through it. That's why I almost forgot that I watched it. I fell asleep about an hour and a half into it, and then I woke up and it was close to being over, and I was like, oh, thank God. And I didn't feel the need to rewind it, so that's how much I cared about Terrifier 2. So really, I can't give it I can't give it a full review because I only watched like 60% of it, but whatever. It was not great. I don't know. Like I watched a review by I hate movies, and I have to agree with him. He's like, there's just a certain kind of person that just loves anything that's like horror related, and those people go insane for movies like this. And it's like, yeah, that he's 100% right. But anyway, that's all I watched. Sean.
Hey, I'm back to interrupt everybody and take over for Alec. Thank you for stepping in the interruptions for me last week.
You're welcome. I tried my best.
It's admirable.
Gogs, this is news for you and no one else. Accident Man 2 is available on streaming now in a couple different places.
Ooh, boy. Hell yeah.
It's on I think like Tubi, Crackle. I think it's on a couple of them.
Hell yeah. The first one rules.
First one does rule.
I only watched a couple things.
You mean that's okay. Maybe it might just be Accident Man, not the sequel.
Okay.
I've seen Accident Man listed on a couple of those F tier streaming sites.
Well, if you haven't seen it, you can't go wrong. It's a lot of fun.
It really is.
A lot of returning movie, the podcast royalty in that movie. I only watched two things, and not even all of two things. I watched the first half hour of Mad God, but I don't think I was emotionally in a place to watch it because it's just fucking heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy.
Like, it's just like the opening scene where it's just him being lowered down into wherever the fuck it is that they're going. It's like super tense. I don't know what to compare this thing to, but it's like, it's just heavy. Like, it's just thick.
Video, like the visuals though are like amazing. Like the fact that one guy did that shit over 30 years, like that's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's just like, it's crazy. Like these, like, I'm really starting to appreciate these one man show things like this, and Ongaku or Our Sound. It was one guy, he did it over however many years, and like those like Undertale type things where it's one person. So like, I don't know. I'm gonna watch the rest of it, but it's just like, it's just the appropriate amount of jank for a stop motion movie. It doesn't feel like slick, but it's really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a little tough because there is like no real narrative, so it's like a little tough to sit through. But I did enjoy it. Like I was so like captivated by its visuals the whole time. So.
Yeah, and this will kind of tag up with the other thing that I watched. It's like, it's getting to the point now where unless the movie's like really weird or like it's like a fucking 2046 or something, like I don't even want to see a live action movie anymore. So I watched the 9th episode of Chainsaw Man.
Hell yeah.
That shit has got a lot going on in it. And like, I forget, I must have been TJ because he's the only one that would have made this comparison. Like, it is like a shonen thing, but it's so like compressed comparatively. Like, I don't know if we're talking about One Piece or whatever. It's like 9 million episodes. Like, it's like 4 episodes for the guy to walk to the bathroom and back.
Yeah.
And when you find out, kind of like, I don't want to spoil anything if anybody's not watched it yet or is going to, but like when you find out Makima's deal.
Oh yeah. Well, you still haven't really found out her whole deal.
No, so. But I mean, you kind of get the. But it does.
Spoiler alerts,
right?
Well, I know the sad thing is you're not going to know. Like, they're not going to get that far in the first season, so you have to read.
Oh, okay.
How many episodes are going to be? I think I'm on like 12. Episode 5. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up to tomorrow will be episode 10, so we're getting close, which sucks.
I mean, it's real fucking good, man.
I might watch a little bit tonight.
Yeah, you should. I will say, and I won't name the characters to spoil anything, but there's like one thing. I mean, you're at the point, Sean, like I would say episode 8 and 9, it's like, get ready, because that's like the whole tone of the rest of the series.
Oh no.
But like there is a character, like, and I think like, I know it's kind of like, it made me think immediately of like Game of Thrones, but like, I mean, it's not, Game of Thrones wasn't the first thing to ever do this, but there's a character moment where two of the main characters are like, oh, we're going to team up and be allies, and I'm going to help you reach your goal or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. You know, that's such a normal story beat. You know what I mean? And then you're like, man, that is like, these two are this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship kind of thing, right? But then that character dies, like, almost immediately. Like that, she's like, gone. Like,
that got me like that.
And you don't even get a chance to really like it. Like the creator of the series like gave you just enough where you liked that character, and then
they do such a good job of getting you attached to everybody very quickly. And it's like, it's a weird tone, right? Because it's still got like teenage kind of like edgy boy shit and weird like fucking screwball like Porky's horny comedy, but it's also this weird like leftist rumination on like the fucking like how dreadful life actually is. And like, you know how Koreans love revenge? I think Japan has this natural fixation with bureaucracy.
1,000%. Like, I mean, see Shin Godzilla.
Right, everything has a fucking government agency that does everything in Japan. Like it is something noticeable, but that's all I watch.
I think Chainsaw Man is a fucking achievement. Like, I fucking love it. Like, I think
I saw the Triangle of Sadness is on the Plex, so I'm probably gonna get around to watching that.
Yeah, I need to watch that before the end of the year. Everybody's saying that.
It's also like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but Chainsaw Man fucking rocks. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. It's really fucking good. And like, you know, to get back to your point about like how they get you to like the characters, like we hammer this how many times and how many movies do we go, I don't know anything about these fucking characters.
Yeah.
And like, we always go back to the same thing. Fucking Aliens, right? Or Alien, those two scenes, the table scenes.
Yeah.
Like, they tell you so much about the characters. Like, Chainsaw Man does that so fucking well. And again, it's like in the simplest of ways.
And like, you feel like you know them, but you still don't really know much. Like you said, they give you like snippets, like just enough to kind of like get you.
Yeah,
you want to know more, and then they take it away.
They don't bog you down with a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. Like, that approach to writing is like so smart. Like, I don't know. I love that show. I said it once and I'll say it again. Like, the thing that sucks now is that like, as someone now that's reading the manga as it comes out, like it's slow drip. So, and manga chapters, like reading like individual manga chapters are very quick. So it's like, it's over and you're like, fuck. Like I gotta wait like 3 weeks to get this other one. But anyway.
It's so fucking sharp. I know it's like a meme and probably a bunch of people have seen now, but it's like, hey, we're out of food. He's like, hey, don't worry about it. I know what to do from being poor. And he just goes to sleep.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
The one of they do this in manga a lot, where they like at the end of the story they'll have like a little 1-page like little short thing. So there's one in the very like opening chapters of the comic where Pochita and Denji they it's like Christmas or something, or Denji's birthday, and they're like, oh, it's time for our special meal, and they literally just make fucking, it's like a bowl of flour with like sugar in it, and it's like, oh man, this is so good.
I'd explained to somebody the Japanese tradition of having Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas the other day, and they thought I was making it up. I was
no. You have to make reservations in Japan on Christmas. Yeah, it's crazy. Anything else, Sean?
No, that was it. Gobbles.
Watched 2.5 things.
2.5, man.
I watched. So I finished. I put in the work, so you don't.
I'm glad somebody else knew the theme song to that show.
I know all songs that are just called men or males.
Men.
I forgot about that. Jesus Christ. Shout out John Cryer.
Shocker. Doug Harris loves that show.
Hell yeah. Based.
I mean, that guy's all man. So I watched. I put it in the works so you don't have to. I watched the rest of Leatherface.
Thank you, guys.
Plot twist. The fat mongoloid that you think is going to turn out to be Leatherface isn't. They swerve you, and they make it like the nice kid who's like just trying to get himself out of the mental institution. So they're really leaning into like how like this world made him.
Is it like
they're
a
trying to make it
thing?
sympathetic? Like it's terrible.
Oh,
it's just,
it sounds like
Halloween, like the Halloween remakes, and it's like this. There was good in him until he like lopped the nurse's head off with the chainsaw in the final scene where he's wearing like the mankind mask. Like it's
what was the horror movie they made recently where it was his buddy, like, hey, I know I'm cool, but check out my buddy Pete or whatever. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Is that the new Halloween?
Was his name Corey?
Corey. It was Corey, yeah. It was
Allegory.
What the hell is it? Halloween Ends? I already forgot the title of that fucking movie.
Yeah. Halloween
whatever the title was, Evil Didn't Die Tonight.
No. God, that one.
So don't watch Leatherface. Shan't. I watched Shudder original after I listened to that interview from the guys who invented Shudder. I watched Deadstream.
I heard that was good.
It's it's got very Evil Dead vibes. It's like a horror comedy.
Yeah. People have been talking that one up. It's on my list to watch.
Like once you get past the fact that the main character is like super insufferable by design, then it's pretty good because the guy is basically like every YouTuber my kids love to watch.
So what's it about? It's a live streamer. Or something?
This guy, they kind of drip feed this in there, but basically he's a YouTuber, but it's whatever this universe's YouTube is, right? And he did something to get demonetized and kicked off. Well, this is now his way to try and get back, and he's going to like his whole bit was like he always faces his fears. And like, does this, that, or the other, like goes skiing or some other dumb shit. But now in this case, he's strapped himself full of cameras. He's going to this super haunted house. And he took the spark plugs out of his car so he can't chicken out and back away.
He just put him back in.
So he threw him into the bushes. Like he threw him away.
That was smart. Now he can't get home.
Yeah, it was a dumb move in general. But then, like, the whole time he's, like, trying to, like be cutesy and fun and over the top, and then shit kind of gets real.
I don't hate the premise. The premise is pretty good.
And then, like the haunted house kind of, like, it's intercut, like, the whole time you see, like, the live chat of people, like, commenting live on what's going on. And like some people it's exactly what you expect. Like, it's people, like, talking shit, and other people with genuine concern. Other people are just like, I think she's hot, or this is all fake, and that sort of stuff.
Or other people like, go kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, but then there's demons and shit, and it's kind of fun, and there's a lot of some fun gore and stuff, and it's like a one-hander, like it's just this guy. So good time on Shudder. So
I'll have to check it out.
It's like I say, it feels very.
Would you recommend it?
I liked it, but it's like it's that weird niche of horror comedy, like an Evil Dead. Like it's not a Shaun of the Dead. It's like an evil, like it's over the top and kind of goofy, and like the monsters are more goofy than they are scary. But there's still a lot of jump scares and stuff. But give it a whirl. See what you think. I liked it.
I'll check it out.
And the other thing I watched was Rambo 2.
Oh God.
That movie's not good.
Hold on, time out. It is Rambo First Blood
Part 2,
which is fucking stupid.
The movie where they send John Rambo back into the jungles of Vietnam armed only with a camera.
Isn't it?
Because after a botched jump.
Isn't the other guy the guy from Karate Kid? Isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy who looks like Orange Cassidy in like a huge part of the movie. like he's just kind of cutting in the background the whole time. Fucking, I'll put it on Front Street. Rambo 2 sucks.
I feel like we talked about.
We watched Rambo. Well, you guys watched Rambo 3. I missed that. Shout out to the
Rambo 2 is even worse than Rambo 3.
Yeah, Rambo 2.
Wow. Rambo 3 was terrible.
It was really bad.
But can you think of like how bad like a movie like between Rambo, which is a legit masterpiece,
Rambo rocks,
or I'm sorry, First Blood. But between First Blood, which is a legit masterpiece, and then they completely like kind of lose the thread And just Rambo 2 is just like it just reeks of cash grab. Well, it's like all the parts that you shouldn't have liked about Rambo is what they want to celebrate in Rambo 2.
Oh yeah, and then Rambo 3 is like
it's not even
completely gone. It's like
it took to going back to Laos to kind of find the whole point again, and even then he's turning people into mist with a 50 cal.
That's the fourth one,
John Rambo. Yeah,
and we reviewed that one. Oh, I think we all like that one.
I like John Rambo, but I did not the fifth one where he's like made his murder death tunnels to fight the Mexican cartels.
I kind of like that one.
I like that one.
I thought it was
over
fun.
the top. It was a little wild. It's like the guy had the long game to like kill a bunch of.
It was not as good as John Rambo, but I thought like for what it was, I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, but First Blood Part 2, just like it's like what'd you like? Did you like the whole bit about a man who's like lost his identity to society and like can't acclimate and is trying to fit in? Oh no, you just want a beefy man killing people in the woods?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a long time since I've seen it, but like I remember it being like a flashback movie, but it's not, right?
No, it opens with him in prison.
Yeah,
after injuring Brian Dennehy, he is literally breaking rocks like at a rock breaking prison, and they're like, and Troutman shows up, and he's like, "How you doing, John?" He's like, "I'm all right. I know where I stand here." And they're like, "Did you want to go back to fight the Viet Cong, but with a camera?" And he's like, "All right, can we win this time?" Like it's like, oh, just, God bless. It's
Your Stallone is pretty good.
Well, he's not doing a whole lot in this one, so don't watch Rambo over First Blood Part 2. Just stick with the first one. Then you can skip all the way to John Rambo. And if you feel like, what is the fifth one even called?
The fifth
Rambo, isn't it?
Last Blood.
Is that what it's called? Last Blood?
Oh yeah, you're right. Last Blood.
Yeah, you can just miss the middle two. Miss me with that. Like there's a huge, I can't think of another movie where the first movie and the sequel are this disparate from each other.
What about
still have the same cast? Halloween 1 and Halloween 2. Halloween 2 just trails right into Halloween 1. I don't
Halloween 2 and Halloween 3.
Well, Halloween 3 is just fucking wild. I love Halloween 3, but it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the other.
I don't know.
Does it? I've never seen it.
Aliens and Alien 3, then Alien 4.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you kept like the thing with Halloween 3 is Halloween 3, they were trying something new. They were like, all right, we're just gonna use Halloween as a brand, and we're just gonna make it like an anthology. And they're like, oh, that didn't work. Well, it worked for me, but it didn't work for other people. So I go back to Michael Myers. Like, as far as like movies where like they kept the movie and they kept the same cast and they kind of kept the same thread, like Rambo or First Blood to First Blood Part 2, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, agreed.
But that's all I watched. I'm going to watch some Chainsaw Man tonight. I've made an executive decision. I'm controlling my own life, and I'm going to do that.
Well, the nice thing about Chainsaw Man is they're only 23 minutes an episode, so you can knock them right out.
Boom.
All right, so
Sean, you didn't watch Sonic?
No, I did not, but I will.
You missed out.
It was pretty good.
I heard good things on this podcast.
I've heard good things from you last week.
It was fun. I liked it. All right, Gogs. We watched Rampage. What happened in Rampage? First off, before you get started, like, what was up with the font? The title font in this movie sucks. Just use the fucking video game font. Like, what are you doing? That font is just the font is a good it's a good indication for the rest of the movie because it is just bland and generic, and that's how I describe it.
That's what you get. So Rampage opens in space,
yes,
as many movies do. And in this particular, so Earth is calling space, and space hasn't picked up the phone yet because space is busy because space has a rat monster tearing ass around this privately funded $1 trillion illegal eugenics space station.
The beginning of this movie could have been the ending of life.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So
We brought that movie up a lot in this show. Like, Life is one of those movies that, like, I think everyone in the world's forgotten except for us.
Yeah. So movie opens, and the young lady who's in the spaceship, who's being blackmailed by Mina Suvari or whatever that woman's name is. Not
Malin
Mina Suvari.
Ackerman.
Malin Ackerman.
What did you call her? Mina Suvari?
Yeah. I was close. Yeah. I was in the ballpark.
It's not even close.
First of all, they both start with M's. Second of all, they're both women. Third of all, they both took their gear off.
True.
I'm 3 for 3 on this.
Yeah, no, I concede your point.
Okay, so the blonde lady in this movie looked familiar, but I couldn't figure out who she was. But everyone in this movie looks like someone else.
This is like
blonde lady,
the one in the very beginning.
The one in the very beginning.
She looked like TJ's, like a Katie Sackhoff, like TJ's favorite spacefaring. What are those things called?
Harlots.
Cylon killing.
Oh yeah. But I don't know. I never watched that show.
Yeah, I only watched a few episodes of the new one.
I heard it was good.
The new
Cylons you're talking about?
Yeah.
Who killed the Cylons though?
Starbringer, Starbuck.
Yeah.
So, anywho, so
not named after coffee, named after Moby Dick.
Oh, is that right?
Really?
Starbuck.
Oh.
You know that, Gogs, from trivia a few weeks ago.
Do I?
Oh, I guess not.
So I guess not.
We played Trivial Pursuit. You won on that question. But I guess you forgot of that.
I might have just blanked on that one.
To see how much our time together means to you. That's.
I was just basking in you being there. I wasn't trying to.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's fine.
Don't do this to me because you know what this is going to do to me. So now,
dude,
so now
this movie sucks.
Yeah. Okay. So here, so I guess you haven't figured it out yet. So anywho, corporate America is blackmailing this astronaut to get all the samples out of the private spaceship so they can bring it back to Earth because the rat monster they unleashed is tearing ass all over the place. And then she throws herself in a gravity tube without a spacesuit and starts flying to Earth and then obliterates herself. Meanwhile, you're introduced to Davis Okoye. A name you encounter. I've met 3 Davis Okoyes this week.
I mean, it's a pretty real name, just not for a Polynesian man.
It's like
Gogs at one point.
It's like a bases loaded character.
Before it was introduced that his name was Okoye, Gogs was hoping his name was Davis.
Someone said that. Oh, Davis. I was like, oh, please.
I went to school with identical twins named Hubert Davis and David Davis. I felt so bad for David Davis. He got fucked.
David Davis.
Oh, like Michael.
The other one was named Hubert Davis, like the NBA player.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah, this is a strictly Nigerian name for this, like you said, half black and Polynesian man.
Well, so Davis Okoye is a real Mary Sue, and he has made best friends with a giant albino monk.
Mm-hmm. And can I ask a question real quick?
Sure.
Now, this movie has 4 screenwriters.
I thought it was 5. Wasn't it 5?
Well, it might have 5.
One guy might got 2 credits.
Even though nothing happens for almost 2 hours, does it feel like whole big chunks of this movie got left somewhere else? Because, like, the space station thing seems totally incongruent, and then Jack Quaid and team show up in the beginning, and it's not a draw.
Yeah, this movie is like the most exciting, boring movie
and then
they could have made.
The Rock has that, like, doughy sidekick that you only see for, like, 2 seasons.
He vanishes. The whole cast they're trying to establish at the San Diego Zoo in the beginning, do you think will be the crack team?
Also,
no way.
There's a weird line.
Right? Well, I can appreciate that though, because they must have realized real quick these guys ain't it.
Yeah, true.
Let's just get them off screen and get The Rock and the female doctor, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan having a quip off.
That woman has been in a ton of fucking movies, and I can't ever remember her name, but she's been in a million movies.
You talking about not Rosario Dawson?
No, she's been in tons of stuff, dude. She was in Moonlight. She was in 28 Days Later. Like, she's been in a ton of movies. She was in that movie I think Alex saw where like it's about like it was called like Black and Blue or something where like the cops like she was like she's
I
like
that movie.
Yeah. Wasn't that what that was called? I think yeah. John I think what's his name? We like him, the tough guy that's not John Bernthal.
Isn't she fucking Shriek in Venom 2?
Yes, that's right. Holy shit. Anyway, but no, I can't ever remember her name, but she's got
Naomi Harris is her name.
Got a prolific career. She's been in tons of shit. But there's a weird like in the very beginning of this movie, like the young I don't know what she was, but she was hanging out with young Huey and she had like dyed hair and she like tries to come onto the rock and the rock's like, nah, I just want to hang out with my dogs. Like
hang out with my big ass monkey.
It was so weird. I was like, what is this? Like it was like, nah, I don't like chicks. I want to hang out with my dogs. Like what? What the fuck? Anyway.
And then David Okoye pulls out in a Ford Bronco before the Ford Bronco was the Ford Bronco. So I want the TJ wants the Rampage edition Ford Bronco.
I was saying that the truck that he had, it didn't come out yet. So this is like the prototype that he's driving around.
Well, they had to give him like a case of the not gays because he turns down SJW professor or whatever.
Right, yeah.
We'll
TJ had a theory that he was just super ace.
Yeah. I thought this is ace representation.
How transgressive.
Yeah.
So Davis Okoye
what are they doing at the zoo?
They're doing ape integration because they were introducing Doobie Doo to George and the tribe.
People? Are they ape technicians like in training? Like what is their function?
Like stalking through that bamboo forest like it was like I don't know, the actual jungles of Africa, and then you find out we're at the San Diego Zoo, but they're still going to fight monkeys. So
and then I don't know, see you later movie. Those three people, like, there's got to be like I don't want the can cut of Rampage 2018.
You want the Redux?
But there's got to be like a 4-hour version of this movie because like the way things are set up in here makes no sense. Like the first 40 minutes of this movie. And the only thing I can think of is that when they saw what the CG looked like when they get to Chicago, it's like, ooh, we got to get rid of some of this shit and add some crap in the front because we got an 8-minute movie because this looks terrible.
Well, more about evacuated Chicago later. So now
I can't wait till we get to that part.
So the sky is exploding and no one's noticing, and canisters of effectively
mutagen.
The mutagen from Turtles exactly 2. What it is. Yeah, it's TRIG, whatever stuff, just comes to Earth, blasts a wolf in the face. A crocodile eats it for some reason, and
crocodiles are dumb.
And then George just catches it in the mouth. So then George beats the dick out of a grizzly bear and goes to sleep in a cave, and they try and feed him a ton of bananas and ship him off. And for some reason, this catches the attention of a disgraced scientist who is trying to solve her brother's cancer by splicing a bat and a porcupine together. She finds him. They all get arrested for some reason with Giant Monkey. Meantime, they send out arch enemy to go fight a wolf in a forest, and he gets just fucking got. And now,
Joe Manganiello didn't last very long in this
movie. I was like, oh, that's some star power here. Like he's going to be here for a second.
I thought when I'm watching it, I was like, oh, they must have got fucking Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Joe Manganiello mixed up. I didn't realize they were both in this movie.
That's exactly what I said to TJ. TJ goes, I thought Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in this. He's like, he is. Like, oh, this guy. I was like, Joe Manganiello is not long for this world, and he wasn't.
I want to use this phrase that TJ coined, analog. We're talking about these movies that are every movie you've ever seen put together, and he called it Everything Bagel Core, where it's like it's Jurassic Park, and it's Aliens, and it's this, and it's fucking Venom, and it's fucking Kong versus Godzilla, and it's just like every
it's
fucking
somehow
movie.
Like Zero Dark 30 for 5 seconds. The whole like I'm so tired of the tactical military team, then like they all got cameras all over them, and you go back to the base HQ.
They're just getting aliens.
It's like, oh god,
every time.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough. It's enough.
Oh yeah,
also, Joe Manganiello, however you say his name, like he has so many attachments on his gun. I told Gogs he must have prestiged like 65 times.
Many Army of Two jokes.
I'm pretty sure Stephen Platt designed all the weaponry in this movie.
Also, like, this scene is ridiculous. Well, the whole movie's ridiculous, but, like, he sees the fucking wolf from the helicopter, and it's running, and it's enormous. But then when they get on the ground, they're like, how's it so big? Like,
well, they mentioned this 50 caliber machine. I should have brought the 50 cal. That never comes back. It's all this weird setup. Like, I don't understand how everything gets dropped so quick in this movie.
Well, this gene therapy company out of Chicago, I mean, they can afford their own space station and their own private military, their own PMC. So they send their PMC out there. Doesn't work out. Malcolm Ackerman. Oh, go ahead.
10 minutes in the middle of this movie, right around this part, where like it is literally nothing but exposition about CRISPR and about the monsters and about the doctor. And I told TJ, like, I don't even know if this is diegetic. Like, I don't know if the other characters in the movie can hear this exposition or it's just for us. It's like, oh, that would be Dr. Melanie Cole. We did that after we killed her brother. It's like, I know that. Like, I'm your brother, which I found out at the end of the movie. I didn't know what their relationship was.
I enjoyed a little bit later on in the movie when Jeffrey Dean Morgan literally had his like iPad of exposition. It was just like, oh,
oh yeah, he was always like redacted. You killed all the poachers in Africa, and now you work at a zoo.
Also, like, you know this is science fiction because the CIA is all of a sudden worried about a black city getting destroyed.
Right?
Like, stop it. Also, is he like the president of the CIA? Like, what is his function?
I don't know. I'm just feeling that pearl-handled 45. He's just walking around.
I mean, he's having a good old time. But he's another one of those. Everybody's in a different movie. Like he's
the best part of the movie. Yeah, he's so much fun in this movie.
He's chewing the scenery.
Malin Ackerman, who again is like one of the worst actresses in the world,
hands down,
is like just straight up doing Cruella de Vil. And I don't know what happened to her head, but her face doesn't move anymore. I guess she turned 30 and they just shot all that shit up in her face, and now she's like an Easter Island statue. Like, I didn't even really recognize her. Also, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's spurious plan to, like, kidnap this special forces psychopath because he knows some sign language. Yeah. Also, not for nothing, why is the ape albino all of a sudden? Is that to make it more like pleasing to white people in the Midwest?
He was always albino. Relative to the game?
Yeah.
So the cops wouldn't shoot him.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
also, the Energine. They have their own paramilitary helicopters that are shooting tranquilizers, and they're not questioned at all. Like, that's like, okay, like, I don't know.
Was that Energine who did that, who came and flew by on the, because I couldn't figure out who was unleashing the M60 full of tranks. No, because that's when Jeffrey Dean Morgan's crew picks them all up.
Okay.
I think that was the CIA's
like Homeland
machine gun of tranquilizers. But anyway, so all this happens. You meet Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He has... What I thought was interesting, I'll say this. I think a lesser movie would have Jeffrey Dean Morgan have some sort of nefarious secondary plot, but they just made him play it straight. Like, he's just like, yeah, all right, I'm just going to be a decent person from A to B. I figured he'd be like trying to backdoor this into a weapon for the government, a la Wayland Yutani sort of situation.
Or a la
every other movie
Jurassic
ever.
Park.
No, I was thinking of the Jurassic Park movie.
But wasn't there some bit of like shit in the front of the movie where they were like making weapons of mass destruction? Like, what is their goal? What is the gene therapy?
The gene therapy, they're trying to make like Resident Evil BOMs.
Right. But for who? The military? Shouldn't the military?
No, for them. So
for themselves.
Yes, they're trying to sell them and make money.
But who do you sell $1 billion super weapons to, Gogs? America.
Super villains or America or both.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I don't know, man. If that's the part that doesn't make the most sense in this movie, then we got problems. Because
what's your favorite part of the movie?
Huh? The science.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
So, anyway, So we're flying all over the place. The Rock, he flies no less or maneuvers no less than 3 helicopters in this film to varying degrees of success. A plane explodes. Everyone gets vaporized except for Jeffrey Dean Morgan, this woman who's presumably never parachuted before, and The Rock as they land.
Also, I think it's Gogs. You pointed out because I totally forgot, but like there was like a full crew of people. They shed no tears over their deaths. They're just like, whatever.
Yes. Then Paul Newman's going to break the legs of this farmer, and now they're going to walk their way to Chicago. So they go. Now, meantime, the military is mobilized, and they were like, oh, we've got all the monsters in a quarry 30 miles outside of Chicago. And not for nothing, why would there be a quarry 30 miles outside of Chicago?
Dude,
they'd be
literally
deep underwater.
Every government agency is involved in this, and everybody's doing their own thing.
So now the monsters are converging on Chicago because Malin Ackerman and not Jason Sudeikis have set up I think that's not the Samuel Adams building. It's the other one in Chicago with a super radio transmitter.
Brewery building?
No, it's like I can't think of. It's some famous jackass's name. So they set up a radio transceiver or transmitter to say, "Oh, we're going to make this super deep bass tone, and it's going to make the monsters come here." And then the military will destroy the monsters, and we'll just go mop up the rest and turn it into like a new sports drink or whatever their plot might be.
To coin another Sean phrase, it is the Operation Snooper Facts of like plans.
Yeah, it's a very underpants gnome fucking operation.
And then meanwhile, the CIA or the FBI has finally taken notice that there was a $1 billion explosion in the stratosphere and have shown up to try and confiscate a couple of 3-ring binders from this mega corporation. Now everyone's in Chicago. The Rock and the lady lead in this movie have landed their attack helicopter in Chicago, only to realize they need to get to the 82nd floor of the building they just parked outside of, which had a fully functioning helipad. So then they go to the top of the building.
That was one of the funniest things. Gog said, like, they're like, oh, where is it? Oh, it's on the 80th floor. And like they shoot like the shot from like they're on the ground, obviously, and they like kind of pan up. They're like, oh, we got to go all the way up to the top of that building. You could have just flown up there, my man. Like you already in a helicopter.
So now Malin Ackerman and Jason Sudeikis have their little showdown because they're stealing. The goal is to get they hack a thermostat to try and figure out about the files or whatever. And apparently there's cures for this rampage pathogen that will not revert the animals, but will at least stop them from being so angry all the time. So it's probably just
Can I ask a question about the beacon? So the beacon is made to piss them off.
To attract them, yes.
Right. Well, no, they say specifically to like anger them, so they'll come break it.
Okay.
And then what?
And then the military will Moab the city like the military was about to do, and then they'll clean up the goop.
If they nuke Chicago, how do they benefit from that?
Buddy, I don't fucking know. I don't think they fucking know.
Energine is a company of 2 people. It's like the Strucker twins, and that's it.
Yeah. The board of directors is just a bunch of Stan clones. So now
Fenris, what the hell were they called Fenris when they were together? Didn't they held hands and shot beams? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Fenris twins.
Thank you.
So The Rock, I had really hoped because The Rock gets shot at one point by Malin Ackerman, and then they take the doctor to the roof and they're going to fly her away. I don't know why. I guess they want to keep her because she's got the genetic mind to rebuild all this. And
yeah, this is another bit of happenstance that it's like, well, we were going to have to do all this shit, but this lady just happened to show up. So,
and I was like really hoping The Rock was going to take some of the juice and fix him up and then make him like a super shredder,
like
but that didn't happen.
In a movie that's like filled full of ridiculous shit, like The Rock just no sells getting shot, and
he shows up on the roof and says, "I'm okay."
Yeah, and that's it. Like he's fine the rest of the movie. Like,
well, there was that. He did have that one funny line where he goes, "That's a big arm. Just give up. Don't fight
Just give up. Yeah, don't fight." Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That was funny.
I mean, The Rock's great. I'm not mad at The Rock. So now they're on the roof. They do what they do when they do what they do, and they slip the antidote in a Malin Ackerman's coach bag, And then George shows up and pops her like a Tic Tac. And now George,
that was pretty funny.
George, she's like hoisted on her, 800-ton petard. And now George is like, he's chill now. Now he's back to sign language fun George. He's good times George. And so now he's what's going to be the turn of the tide. And he goes to fight a wolf and an alligator. But technically the alligator just fucks the life out of the wolf, which can shoot porcupine spines.
Pointed this out, but like the alligator is like twice the size of the wolf and George. Like, I don't know.
Which is weird because that would have been the smallest creature. Well, no, I guess the wolf.
Well, yeah, but it shouldn't have been proportionally that big, but whatever.
Also, why is it an alligator? Why isn't it just a Godzilla? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess a Godzilla would have had to eat the capsule? I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Godzilla, they would have had to pay rights for.
Yeah. Also, why doesn't George have any extra cool shit? Like the wolf has the porcupine thing.
And the flying squirrel shit.
The alligator has like a fucking tusk coming out of his face and all kinds of shit.
Can we talk about the hilarious ADR where the alligator, they know nothing about this thing. They thought it was a submarine until a second ago. And it surfaces, they go, aim for the gills, first of all.
Yeah.
First of all.
Alligators don't have gills?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, this one does for some reason. And they assess that real fast. Yeah. I don't know. It's dumber than shit. So now George and alligator fight with the Rock, like kind of like playing a little noob tube one man show deal. They blow up the alligator's lungs, and George fights it to death. And then
the CG looks like dog shit, so they have to give it the Gears of War original color palette. Yeah, like it's all brown and gray.
And the
John Hancock building. That's what. So they're on top of the John Hancock building, and that collapses, and then they ride that like in a wrecked helicopter, like The Rock said, and I quote, like riding on top of an avalanche. And they just like the thing collapses. Everyone's fine except for probably the tens of thousands of people who aren't.
Yeah.
So I mean, they had 2 hours notice to evacuate. I'm sure you can get Chicago empty.
Right. Well, they managed to, give the Army Corps of Engineers credit here. They managed to evacuate 50% of Chicago.
50% of Chicago,
I looked it up. We looked it up. It was like Chicago has almost 3 million people in it.
Yeah, they evacuated 1.5 million people who must have walked because there's no traffic. And also, they did it in like 20 minutes. So good on them.
The thing a little bit later, I'm jumping a slight bit ahead, that like they're like, you got to call off the Moab because there's still people there. It's like, yeah, bro, of course there is. Like,
so first of all,
can I ask a question about the Moab delivery? Why?
Let me get through this. I don't know why they put it on a stealth jet because do the monsters have anti-air capability? Okay.
I had to look it up. That's what they generally put. They put them on the B-2s because the bombs are so heavy. Because they're like 30,000 pounds.
Why do they need the fighter escort?
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is that for? In case, we got a Mothra, or are they worried that the Chinese are going to be like, see how this plays out?
Yeah, is the wolf going to come in 12 o'clock high and just like be on their 6? Like,
better movie. I mean, he could fly, kind of. He could glide. That would have been cool, actually, if they like had like a dogfight with
an actual dogfight with a wolf.
They fly now. Shit, dude, that would have been awesome.
Everett's dog fighting, but this is ridiculous.
My god! See,
call in Colonel Vic.
We need a podcast. We should have a pass on this script.
They need to hire us just to punch scripts up. So now
with dog shit like this, absolutely. Like we could only make it better. So, like, guys, can we cut out the Jeffrey Epstein Asteroid M, please? That's really
the heart of the movie.
Yeah. Now that you don't have a picture. So now,
but they spent 45 minutes and it's not addressed. Well, I didn't even complain about Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
So anywho, the George and the Rock destroy the lizard. They pop purple smoke,
like the
and they call off
metaphor ever. Destroy the lizard.
They call off the airstrike. So now everything's great, and George just starts and he fakes being dead because this monkey has a sense of humor, and then he starts lifting people out of the ruined building that he had just destroyed, and he's like, and if we're doing his body count, he's got more in it. He's got more red on his ledger, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
than just letting a couple people out of a building.
I was telling Gogs, like, I was thinking about like when 9/11 happened. There's like people still that have like respiratory problems from one building falling down.
Yeah,
two.
Excuse me. Well, that's what the government wants you to believe. But anyway, like these people are seemingly fine. like the Rock, the Rock is totally fine. By the way, like
the Rock's got no issues.
This is another one of those movies where Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be in Leavenworth forever because he's like interdicted on like I don't know how many different agencies, fucking operations, and he's letting people take helicopters and canceling
level security clearance. Like he's clearly above whatever.
There's a part when I like when what's her name's telling him to call off the airstrike. She just gets in like a random Humvee and just happens to drive right to where he is.
Yeah, it's the movie.
Will Yun Lee shows up in this movie, and I was telling TJ he's like the Asian heavyweight champion of like great actor, bad movie. Like he's in such dog shit movies, but that guy's great. Like,
was he the guy with the rockabilly haircut that shows up with the FBI to take out
and then disappears for no reason?
Yeah. So anyway, that's Rampage. Presumably, The Rock and that lady have sex, and the monkey.
Oh, I don't know about.
No, I don't think so.
No, they do. They definitely, because the monkey was trying to get him to hit on her. Like the monkey was giving The Rock dating tips.
The monkey is.
Well, he's got to go home and fuck his dogs. Like I identify with that. Like now I got to go home and they're going to take care of the dogs. Like,
phenomenally based.
Sergio de Bergerac monkey.
Yeah. So that's Rampage.
Cyrano de Bergerac. Sergio.
A movie that if the CEOs of the company played the arcade cabinet that was sitting in their CEO suite, they would have realized exactly what was going to happen. I could not
get over that. Like, what kind of choice was that? Like, let's just have the arcade machine right there. Like, what? Like
it would have been funnier if they had Pit Fighter back there. They also own that.
Yeah. That was another Atari property, if I'm not mistaken.
Like,
that's it.
This movie's so... go ahead.
Alec, what was your favorite of the three monsters? The Rock.
Jeez. Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all looked awful.
Alec, you were the nation's number one Dwayne Johnson apologist. How did you feel about this movie? Full stop. The score, like...
Oh, it is not good.
Yeah.
And he just he just keeps getting worse and worse. Like I'm over The Rock. I'm over my fascination with him. Like he just panders.
Yeah.
It seems like he'll take anything.
Well, you know what's funny is that this same guy directed that other movie where he wears a brown shirt and flies a helicopter that I assume is almost the identical movie to this, the San Andreas.
Yeah, you're right.
The one where he's like a earthquake expert.
Oh, he also directed.
He does sign language with the Earth.
You guys remember? He did Journey to the Center of the Earth 2 that had he like exclusively directs Rock movies.
It feels like The Rock has.
Did he also direct that skyscraper movie?
Oh.
No, it doesn't look like it. I forget what that one's called, but
it's called Skyscraper, isn't it?
It's just called Skyscraper.
Or is it called Tall?
Tall building.
It seems like The Rock has the inverse career arc to John Cena. Like for wrestlers, like Cena gets more interesting and funnier, and The Rock just has boiled anything interesting out of him.
Yeah, and I wonder if he can change it because he just makes so much fucking money.
Yeah, like why?
Right? Should I bother trying to do different things again, or just say fuck it, collect my $30 million a movie? Times 4 movies a year.
At some point he might hit the Tom Brady, take the home team discount and do an art house movie because he's got enough money. But I doubt it.
What he's doing is making art house.
He's making art house football.
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's getting paid $30 million. He's not taking a discount to be there.
And he's going to make, whenever he retires, he's already got a TV deal. So it's he'll be fine.
He's going to make $1 billion.
The thing is I couldn't stop thinking about this movie. Like I said it to Sean earlier today, analog, but like the Rock's relationship to this plot is tenuous at best. Like he doesn't like the whole movie. I'm just like, when are they going to get to the fireworks factory?
Well, we talked about I think that's what it is. I think when they saw what it looked like, they're like, we got to add because like it's super. Even though like nothing happens and it's kind of a straight line, it's also weirdly disjointed and feels like three different movies. Like the beginning feels like what's the life?
Yeah.
Or like and it like is also the beginning of Mass Effect 2.
Right.
And it's like I told TJ, the video game is about three different King Kongs. It's just like, or two King Kongs and a Godzilla or whatever the fuck.
Two King Kongs and a Godzilla.
It's like, but now we got fucking outer space and there's the CIA and there's gene therapy and it's like, this is convoluted enough with all this identical twin bullshit. Like, just have a monkey.
I can't wait. I can't wait till they make a fucking The Rock Paperboy movie, and there's like the CIA and like
that would be something.
Interpol. Those are the papers. Yeah.
No, like Kevin Hart's the Paperboy, and The Rock just plays the bike.
Yeah. It's all just Hillary Clinton's emails.
But shouldn't Pablo or whatever the monkey is show up to help them at the end or something? Like what is the first 20 minutes of this movie for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it has literally nothing to do with it. Like, why were they in space? Like, what were they even doing in space? Like,
illegal gene activities.
Dude, everything they do is illegal, and they're doing it with impunity on Earth. Why do they need to go to space? It's like
because they can flex like that. Like, I mean,
it's like you can go get a medical card so you can go buy weed. It's like I can buy weed right now. I don't need to go through all this rigmarole.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This
movie's so aggressively mid. Like, it's like it's not like incompetent. Like it looks like a movie. It's
Gogs.
It feels like a deal, like an update, like for another movie. Like you remember when they used to do like an expansion pack or something? Yeah. It's like
it's like a Michael Bay movie without any of the flair of a Michael Bay movie. Like at least Michael Bay sucks, right? But like. The guy can direct action, and like he has like an eye. You know what I mean? Like those Transformers movies are a mess, but they're like.
This also felt like a Transformers movie.
Yeah, it felt like a weak Transformers movie.
It felt like a Transformers movie with no style at all. Like everything was so bland. Like I don't know. Anything else before we get into Five Knuckle Shuffles, guys?
I was going to say it felt like it was made by an algorithm, and then I was like, you guys will get a kick out of this, I hope. You know all those AI art things that TJ loves?
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's his favorite.
Do you know how they can't draw hands? Have you seen this? Like, that doesn't understand. I read this theory that somebody has. It's like, well, if it was an AI that was worried we'd be afraid of it, it would make us think that it's incompetent. And I'm like, then I couldn't sleep for 2 days.
Yeah. That is kind of terrifying.
Yeah. So.
Anyway. All right. Five Knuckle Shuffle time.
Well, who's the guy who can't draw feet?
Rob Liefeld.
There you go.
He's not good at hands either.
He's not good at drawing mostly.
Rob AI Feld.
He's not very good at drawing. Yeah. All right. Five Knuckle Shuffle time. Sean.
It's somewhere. It's either a 0 or a 5. I'm going to give it a 5, which is still like I think the worst score you can get.
Yeah,
it's just fucking like it literally is just a pastiche of every fucking AAA blockbuster movie that has come out in the last 15 years, and it's like
including several Rock movies.
Right. It is like almost wholly indistinguishable from the other movies except for like the kaiju, but like it's almost like they're like, hey, Planet of the Apes did good, and then King Kong, it's like, what do we got with monkeys? And it's like, well, we got Rampage. It's like, that doesn't have a story. It's like, I'll just stitch 4 other scripts we got in a drawer into it and put The Rock in, and it'll be fine. And it's not fine. No. I don't know what anybody's doing. The Rock's playing like super earnest, and the fucking dead brother, and the gene therapy, and the like, are we playing God? But then fucking Cruella DeVille and Jeffrey Dean Morgan's like doing fucking Patton, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know.
Plot machines broke.
Yeah, I guess the CIA is like the ultimate authority when it comes to everything. Like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, and it's just like the resolution's fucking boring, and now they're just stuck with this humongous ape that they can't shrink, and like, what are they gonna do with it? Like, I want the My Dinner with Andre with the ape after. Like, I don't know.
Right,
like,
right.
like what happens after? Like, because they would just turn it into meat chunks, right? They wouldn't let this thing.
There's
just
gonna be so many pairs of boots made of that fucking alligator.
Yeah. And it's just like that shit's gonna stink forever. Like Chicago's fucking done. Like it's just gonna smell like fucking rotten fish and like cancer for the next 30 years. I don't know. There's one line that made me laugh in this, and then like not Jason Bateman gets killed with like a fucking wolf shit or something.
Yeah.
And just like, but it's like weirdly violent and bloodless. It's just like there's nothing to it.
Because it's PG-13. Like,
right,
it's like it's as violent as they could possibly be without it being an R.
Yeah, and I don't know.
And it just feels soulless and dumb.
Yeah, it's just, and it made $500 million.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like the thing I can compare it to is like the first American Godzilla movie, I guess, but at least they were trying something and it was like a relatively novel concept, but it's the same kind of like, what are we even doing? And then it just looks like shit at them. But that came out like 1992 or whatever. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like this is just like, this is my least favorite kind of movie. Alec.
Oh, it's gonna be a 2.
Yeah.
This movie is not good. And I saw this movie in the theater.
Oh no.
Oof. This was
when God suggested, I could have sworn you did see it. I forgot.
This was a Movie Pass movie.
Nice. R.I.P. Movie Pass.
When does that documentary come out?
Alec's going to be in it. He's like the
I'll let
CEO.
I'll let you know when I give final approval. Yeah, this movie sucks. It's so boring. I was glad I'd seen it before because I was doing other shit while I was watching it.
Yeah, well, that didn't stop me.
Doing the dishes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have not paid any attention to this movie. You would have got
laundry. But yeah, this movie sucks. It's boring. It makes no sense. It's not funny. It's not like a lot of his movies just rely so much on his charisma. And in this movie, he has like none. It feels like.
It also weirdly gets more boring when they have the monster fight somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that possible?
Yeah, I know. It's not good. And like The Rock, for all the great stuff he gave us early in his career, he's not following up with that goodwill later in his career. Which I guess he's earned that, right? He's kind of you can do your dooms and your walking talls and stuff early so that you can make 30 mil a movie later and not have to.
Do you think Pain and Gain was like the high point of his acting? Like as a I'm doing something interesting. Like you think that was it?
I still haven't seen that. I have to watch that.
I do love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Central Intelligence. He's really funny.
I haven't seen it.
With him and Kevin Hart, and he plays outside of typecast. I like that. That was funny.
I like him in Jumanji. Both of the Jumanji.
Yeah, the Jumanjis are good. God, I'm looking at his filmography right now. I was like, dude, that's so many fucking movies. But then for every Jumanji, there's a Hercules.
Right. Oh God.
None of us have seen Black Adam yet, right?
We reviewed Hercules. No. Oh my God.
Yeah, we watched Hercules.
Yeah.
Or that Snitch movie that had John Bernthal.
Oh, yeah. Bernthal's fun in that.
I don't even remember because I put that whole movie behind me.
In your rear view,
kid.
That whole movie in my rear view.
Dude, this movie is like the fucking Thursday night football of kaiju movies.
Yeah, this is in the kaiju. The kaiju don't put their whole effort in because they were on a short week of practice.
You're gonna flex game here.
Did you hear next year they're gonna do flex Monday night games? So they're gonna have less terrible Monday night games.
That's good.
Have you ever seen the fucking Godzilla with not Dan Severn? Who's the other guy we love? Don Fry. It's like Godzilla Millennium Wars or some shit.
Oh yeah. It's a good one.
Is it fun? Okay.
I like Millennium Wars. Yeah. Millennium, all that whole era is fun. Like that ended with the Godzilla versus Destroya, and that's like one of the best Godzilla movies ever made. But yeah, I'm a fan. That's like one of the best periods of Godzilla movies, in my opinion. The Millennium Era, as they call it. All right. Who's next?
TJ.
It's gonna be a 5 for me, dog. And I mean, I'm kind of with Sean. Like, it's either a 5 or a 0, and I'm only giving it a 5 because I feel like that's a worse score. Because this inspired no reaction from it's. I was telling Gogs, like, I literally watched this with him last night. If I watched this like earlier in the week, I would have already forgotten the whole movie. Like, it's poof, it's gone. Like, I will not. This is going to be a movie we might bring up like 6 months from now and be like, we reviewed this. Like, I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, this is just so bland and boring. And like, it's funny because it's just incompetent enough not to be interesting. Like, it's not like it's not crazy and fun. It's just like really bad. It's just really boring. And
the guy's like, he seems like he's probably like a director for hire.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you need some kind of blah, blah, blah movie made, but you don't want to really invest in an interesting director. You just hire this guy. He'll make your movie, and it'll probably make some money. Yeah. Brad Payton.
There's no style to it. There's no style in any facet of this movie, right? There's no style in the direction. There's no style in the acting. There's no like art direction or anything cool going on. It's literally just like movie as product. Like, it's a movie like wrung out like a sponge of any kind of creative juice at all. It's really bland, and the special effects look bad. And I mean, we've lived with like CGI creatures for so long now in movies that like I feel like it almost takes effort to make them look this bad. And the other thing is the character designs like of the creatures is really everything. It's just,
it doesn't help that two of them are gray and one of them is like ashy.
Yeah, it's fucking like Greek yogurt water. It's just
it's like it medium thick.
Yeah, it's nasty, and I was
thinking of like the water like on the top.
Oh, that's what I was referring to. Yes, when you open it, you got to mix it up, and there's that water residue. Yeah, that's what this is. That's like it's Greek yogurt water. The movie. It sucks. I hated it. If I had any kind of positive, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fun in it because he's just a charismatic actor. But even he's like struggling to like keep my attention.
It's one of those things where you're just like your positive note is I like this guy.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah,
and I like him being like a cowboy. Like even though the role is ridiculous and doesn't make it like he's just like king CIA man that walks around with a fucking gun on his hip, like for some reason.
It would have made more sense if it turned out he was the president the whole time. But he was just
now again. This is why we need to take passes on this. We still need to make our live like that was Metal Skin Panic like live action where the president and the vice president are in a mecha fighting contest. Yeah, that game rules. Anyway, who's left? Gogs.
I was going to say it's a 4 or a 6. It was a 4 if I had watched it by myself. I watched it with TJ and had fun, so it's a 6. But I'll just I'll just meet in the middle and say it's also a 5 because it's just soulless and just not incompetent, but not like I don't know. It's
a certified mid-ass movie.
It's like every. It's like you could think of like it's one of these movies where you would think of like a scene in it and you could place it in maybe. It's like, was that in one of 6 movies? Like, it doesn't have anything all to itself that's enjoyable other than Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I like him better in other things anyway.
We love a stupid monkey movie. I'm pretty sure we all gave Mighty Peking Man a 10. Like, that's like the Criterion collection for us.
But like,
Mighty Peking Man was fucking amazing.
Whoever said, like, when the monsters are on screen, it's more boring, like, that's 100% correct. And that means that they completely missed the point. Like, I don't know. It's just... It's terrible. I'm shocked they haven't made a sequel.
Especially if it made all this money.
Well, it's like when we talk about the Aaron Taylor Johnson Godzilla. It's like what's the one thing everybody says? Like it's cool when Godzilla shows up. The rest of the movie fucking sucks. But like
this movie doesn't even have that going for it. It's like
They botched it.
It's cool when Jeffrey Dean Morgan says something like kind of whimsical and southern.
Yeah,
like that's about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a 5.
I'll give it a 5 for Southern whimsy.
it's a mid. It's as mid as they come.
Southern dandy. Oh man,
there we go.
All right, so next week, I guess it's my pick, and we're gonna watch Silent Hill, a movie that I really want to like, but I remember not liking it all. So.
Can we do the Holies in January this year?
Yeah, I was going to ask if we want to do that.
Cool, because I'm going to burn off my pick and go off when we do our off model thing.
You're doing off-brand?
Yeah, we're going to do Black Christmas.
Ooh. Well, when's Christmas?
It's the 25th, same time it is every year.
No. I mean, like...
but there's a Thursday right prior. It's not next Thursday. But
Christmas is on a Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm saying there's wait, actually, next Thursday is the Thursday before Christmas.
So we should do...
What does Thursday have to do with anything?
Yeah, why do you keep saying Thursday?
Why is it Thursday? Oh, yeah, we do the show on Monday. I don't know why Thursday matters.
Well, hold on. We should do Black Christmas before Christmas then. We should do your pick next week then.
Okay.
Because if you do that, if we do mine, then it'll be after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
So, we'll do Black Christmas this week because then it'll be right in time. We'll put it up before Christmas.
At least we'll have something to talk about.
I assume we're watching the original, not one of the remakes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think that might already be on the Plex.
I think it's on Shudder, isn't it?
Spicy Take Black Christmas might be the best holiday horror movie.
It's also canonically one of the original slashers. I think it predates Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I think it might be like the first slasher movie. I could be wrong on that one. Somebody can fact check me. All right, so next week we're going off script because it's the holidays. We're going to watch Black Christmas, a movie I really like.
Next week is also our 350th episode.
Oh my God.
Shit.
350. That's amazing.
I told TJ offline, I was really pumped because I thought we were watching the movie Postal because U-Bowl also made a movie called Rampage and Postal's a video game movie. And I was super upset when I pulled up the Plex. I was like, oh, we're watching this.
He made 3 of those Rampage movies.
Yeah, and a fucking Return of the King Dungeon Siege movie. All kinds of shit. Yeah,
that's right. I forgot he made a Dungeon Siege movie. That was Microsoft's Diablo killer.
Yeah.
How do you remember that? All right. Well, you know the drill. Eat your own ass. And hey, it's the holidays. You go ahead and eat somebody else's ass too.
Yeah. Doom a solid.
Doom a solid. Is that Swahili? What does that mean? Doom a solid?
It's a new kind of Indian sauce.
Doom a solid.
Solid.
Doom
a solid.
Doom a solid sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Gogs, you got anything to promote?
Not Rampage.
I'd like to take this time to not promote Rampage.
I think I'm gonna. That's a good one to Klimp Chimp right there. I'm Klimp Chimping that one.
Klimp Chimp the hell out of that.
Right on the tic tac. All right, everybody.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.
My wife.